All right, sports fans, welcome back to another episode of the 2315 Sports Show. We're on some episode 18 today. It's probably going to be a quick one, kind of a shorter one. We don't have much, but it's going to be, again, kind of draft heavy. We're sitting here on Friday, so one day removed from the first round of the NFL draft last night. First, I know Ethan doesn't have, I don't think anything for the news, but I got something, and I don't know if it's newsworthy or not, but the Bears sent out a rendering of their new stadium this past week, and it looks awesome. Like, build it now, right now.
Yeah.
Don't care where the money needs to come from. Like, that place, it looks amazing from the renderings. And again, it's just renderings, but I don't know. I'm all for a new stadium. That way they can host a Super Bowl. So that's
Yeah. When you sent that to me the other day, I was like, it's just gonna be like every other thing and have, a couple pictures here and there, but they went deep into detail with it. So like it's pretty cool. And I know like it had on there, their goal was to have, be able to host a Super Bowl. So
yep.
I think that's pretty cool. But also, I mean, I know football weather, you play in the cold, but it's going to be nice for them, Chicago players and the fans not to have to sit in -degree weather, in
hmm
December. So,
Yeah. Even though they like
hopeful
that.
some January football here soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they like that. I mean, that's kind of the draw, between them and Green Bay. But the other two stadiums are in a dome, or the other two teams are in a dome that we play in the division. So,
Yeah.
um, and I actually like that dome. I mean, yes, it didn't have a retractable roof, which I think all fields nowadays should have. Um, if you're going to build a new one, I mean, you might as well do it.
Yeah.
Um, but I think if I was looking at it right, I guess window on the one end, looking back at the city skyline, I think it comes down, so it lets like air in, like fresh air
That's
in.
cool.
So
Yeah.
I mean, on those nice, September, October days, um, it'll be good. And then, like you said, I mean, December, January football in Chicago sucks. Like I've always said, I'm not going any time past mid October. I'm not going.
Yeah.
Like it's just not worth it to me to spend that kind of money and sit in 20 freaking degrees with
Yeah.
20 to
Freeze the
25
whole
mile an
time.
hour winds coming off the lake. So because you best believe we're going to be high up if I'm going because I'm not affording anything lower. So
Yeah.
um, so that was kind of newsworthy. It was nice. It was nicely put together. It looks amazing. I think I didn't hear a lot of backlash from it as far as being like knocking down Soldier Field, um,
Yeah.
which I could have seen a lot of backlash from that, I guess. But at least it seems overall good. The only question is everyone was saying where are we going to park because there was no parking anywhere. But the Soldier Field now doesn't have parking, so it's not going to be any
Yeah,
different.
and you're parking. You trying to fight with the zoo right there, and then the pier, and right down. You're in downtown Chicago, basically. So
Yeah.
um, it's tough to find a parking spot around there
Oh,
anyway. So
yeah,
and now
yeah,
it's going to be even a little harder.
yeah. And so I was all in on the Arlington Park when they bought Arlington Park, the old horse track, because they were going to build kind of like Wrigleyville with all the bars and stuff around the park and stadium. But Arlington didn't want it, and I do believe they belong in downtown Chicago. Like I feel it would have been weird if they moved out to the suburb a little bit, but
Yeah,
they're going to be still right on the lake shore. And everyone's bitching about parking. And it's like, you saw all those sailboats there. They got parking for that. I mean, that's fine. You know, just take your boat there instead of your car. I don't know. But
hey, it works.
yes,
Might as
yeah,
well.
yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I hope it happens. I think it's got a $5 billion price tag to it. right now, which will end up being 7 or 8 by the end of it, I'm sure. So I kind of feel I don't know what you think. So the McCaskies own it, and she's close to 100, I think. And none of the kids and none of the grandkids want it. So if you're looking at this, do you think it would be better for her to start that, or for her to just sell to an individual or group that knows the stadium is there, going to get built? Here's the plans. This is how
Yeah.
much it's going to cost. Like, would you as a potential owner go into that being that sounds awesome, or would you not want any part of a new stadium build coming in?
It'd be tough because if you're in the middle of the build and she dies,
Right.
and then
Exactly.
you're like, well, I'm gonna buy the team. Like, you never know between the time she dies to the time that the sale gets finalized, what's really going to happen with that. So
Exactly.
it makes it really tough. I don't, but at the same time, hope that the kids are respectable enough to just be like, all right, we're just going to keep working on it until we can sell it. And I think that'll probably be where it ends up. So
Yeah.
hopefully, there's not any kind of backlash over that. So we'll see
Yeah, we'll
though.
see. We'll see. I just say, hey, call Jeff Bezos, see if he wants it now. He can cover the cost of it. So,
Yeah.
because I did the last thing on ending of it, I did read like they're going to see about putting it to a vote for the taxpayers, like dollars to be put toward it, like to see if the city wants that. And they interviewed an older lady that right outside that was like, I don't know, lived there like 60 years downtown, and she was asked if should the stadium be subsidized by tax dollars, and the lady said absolutely not. She said you already nickel and dime us enough, and she said we're talking about billionaires that own these teams, so they can afford to you know make a new stadium.
Yeah.
So um so we'll see, we'll see. um So moving on, we're going to touch briefly on the NBA playoffs, and I don't know if there's a lot of like big stories per se, but we do see. We just found out Lakers went down 3-0 last night, which is to me I called that, but
Yeah. You definitely called that.
I just feel there was should there not have been a little. I don't know. It doesn't seem like they have fight. I guess like
Yeah.
they come out great and then just bomb. Like and then that's it. They just give up. So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. That's I thought they were going to put up a little bit more of a fight, and they, up what is it, 12 points of game one, 22 points game two,
Yep.
10 points game three. D'Lo went 0 for 7 last night.
Hmm.
Um, didn't seem interested. I seen him sitting on the end of the bench, just like clipping his nails, not in the team huddle. But LeBron's played well. AD's played extremely well. But Darvin Ham, I don't think he's got it as a coach. I think you place a little bit of blame on him, but
Hmm.
then you've got to place some blame on the role players. It's hard for me to say, well, it's AD or LeBron's fault because LeBron's almost had a triple double every night.
Yep.
AD's been playing extremely well, but you're going against the Nuggets. They're first or second best team in the NBA, and they're really, really good. So it's hard to say that it's, you know, I think they're just a better team overall. And even though I said Lakers in 7, I was way wrong on that one.
Well, I mean, it can happen. Technically,
It
still
could. It could.
available. Um, I kind of got to blame it on Reeves a little bit. Like, where's he at? Like, he came on the scene last season and last playoff, and where you at? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know where he's at. Kind of little role role players' faults maybe, but again, that could come on coaching too. That he's not subbing them in right moments, things like that. And I agree with you. I think Ham is he's not the coach. He's not
Yeah.
a
His
team coach.
rotations have always been a little weird with them. So, but like you said, Reeves has played bad. D'Lo still hasn't played great. He had a
Mhm.
good game too, I think, but he's disappeared. Rui Hachimura has been awful.
Yep.
Jackson Hayes, he really hasn't come in and done anything. And they've got just players that they plug and play, and they've been really bad. So I don't really know what to expect from them except a sweep. So
Yeah. And if it's a sweep, I believe it is they could clean house this year if
yeah,
or next year if that happens. So let's see. Far as the West Side, I mean, you got the Oklahoma City and Pelicans, right?
yeah.
They're tied, or did OKC
Uh,
go up 2-0?
they're up 2-0. They
Okay.
won game two by like 35 points.
Yeah, I saw they were winning. I figured they did. I didn't really remember. So they're kind of impressing. I watched a little bit of them.
They
Um,
are. That's Shea's playing well.
very
Uh,
well.
Chet's actually playing really well, and then
Yeah.
Lou Dort, like the
Hmm.
one guy that like if you weren't, I mean, even just a casual, like some casuals don't even know who he is,
No.
but like he's been out there putting the clamps on Brandon Ingram and some others on that team,
Mhm.
and so they're really really good. But New Orleans doing this without Zion as well, so.
Yes.
But I don't think it's going to be much of a contest
No.
going into tomorrow for Game 3. So
Nope. Nope. I agree. And we kind of put it up on Twitter. So the Phoenix Suns, I don't know, like, how you feeling about them? I mean, our voting went pretty well. We think Kevin Durant's washed. Um,
yeah,
I don't know as I want to say washed. I mean, if you have it a yes or no, it's going to be yes, just the way he's been playing. But um, I don't know. Just again, it doesn't seem like there's any fire. Like, it just doesn't
he's
seem like
not.
they want to be there.
Yeah, and that's he's. I don't think Durant's a true number one anymore. Um, he's getting older.
Hmm.
He's losing a step defensively. He's not the guy he used to be. So he's just not that alpha anymore. But it's so tough with them because they don't have a true point guard, and they've kind of said Devin Booker, you're the point guard this year. He's averaging over 7 assists, but late in games when they need or they're in a tight spot and they need somebody to control the offense, say, okay, you go here, 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 and here, and be that general on the court. They
Yeah.
don't have that, and I think that hurts them a lot. So uh, I don't. I think they'll lose. I don't think they have enough to come back and win because they need Kevin Durant to be the Slim Reaper, and
Yep.
he's not. So I don't know. It's so tough because they're such a talented team, but overall, I don't think they're good enough to get past Minnesota. I did at first, but now, like after watching
I
two
don't think
games, I'm like, they don't. They just I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
no. And Anthony Edwards is that guy.
Yeah,
Like he's a killer. I
two
like him.
2 years he'll be the best player in the league. He's well on his way, but he's the closest thing we've ever had to Kobe and MJ, I
Hmm.
think.
He's a killer.
Uh, in that, yeah, with that killer mentality, he's like,
Hmm.
I'm gonna go out here and like just the way he's attacked Kevin Durant is
Hmm.
just like you love to see it. You
Yeah.
love to see it, and so and he's got it all. He's offense, defensive guy. He's good both sides of the floor. So I've I love watching him play. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I like him a lot too. Um, then the only other matchup I think we didn't touch on is Dallas and the Clippers. Um, I'll be honest, I haven't watched much of this series, so I could not tell you even. I don't even think I could tell you who's winning it unless it's tied.
Yeah, it's 1-1.
Okay.
Clippers won game 1, but the
Okay.
Mavericks came back and won game 2. Lucas had like 2 30-point near triple doubles both games. But like this game 2, he come out and just tore the Clippers apart. So
Dominated.
he's really throwing it out there that he's him.
He is. I like him too. I like the
Yep.
way he plays. He complains a little much for my taste, but like on the floor with the refs, but his talent is insane. So
Yeah.
um, moving to the East, I know you got what you got Boston and the Heat, which I said they were going to lose one in Boston,
Yep.
and
You did.
I didn't think it would have been that one though because they were down Butler and another guy, and they just came out and whooped ass. Like
Yeah.
Boston didn't want to be there. It didn't look like
Well,
Tatum didn't show up. Brown showed up a
yeah.
little bit, but
35, I think.
yeah, but no one else wanted to show up. So
Yeah.
that's not comforting, honestly.
That's what I was thinking about it, and just kind of after I watched it, I was like, they don't have like they take nights off sometimes, and they
Mhm.
don't need to. Um, but the Heat come out there and shot 53% from
Yeah,
three, and when you do that, like
you're gonna win.
you're gonna win 95% of that time. So
I agree. I
we'll
agree.
let them have that one, and we're gonna come back pissed off game 3, and I think they're gonna make some noise. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow night.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
looking forward to it.
I like that. I like that. So you got then the 2-7, which is Knicks and Sixers. I knew there was some controversy from this one. I think it was last night, wasn't it, with Embiid?
Yeah,
Um, Kind of looked like he made a dirty play, but didn't he end up dropping like 50 on him or something?
yeah.
So again, is that series? What is that series again?
Uh, I want to say it's 2-1.
2-1. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
Knicks were up 2-0, and then Philly won last night. So yeah, 2-1.
um, Again, kind of short on this one. I can see the Sixers winning. I think I picked them, but I don't know. Knicks look pretty good, so I'd say they're going to take this one and kind of run with it
Yeah.
now. Um, then we have what is it? 3-6.
Yeah, 3-6. We've got what the heck? I was trying to do this off the top of my head, and I
Yeah,
had
I know
completely
the four or
blanked it.
five isn't the 4 or 5 Bucks and Pacers.
No, that's the 3-6.
Oh, 3-6 is Bucks and Pacers. 4 is Orlando and Cleveland.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
All right. So the Bucks and Pacers, which they're actually on now, and the Pacers were
Yeah.
kicking ass earlier, but I'm
Oh,
not sure what they were doing.
yeah. Bucks are up by 1 with
Oh,
9 minutes to go in the game.
okay. Um, I'm still riding with the Pacers. Like
Same.
I, their atmosphere is 100% better than the Bucks atmosphere, and that's what Halliburton said. But I don't know. I just like their team. They play fast, and even if Giannis comes back, he, I mean, he'll be able to keep up a little bit, but not the whole game with them. So I'm gonna go Pacers still with them.
Yeah.
And they're playing well.
Yep.
They really are.
Siakam's carrying them right now, and
I like
Halliburton's
that.
not even playing at 100%. But Bucks are without Giannis right now. But still, I like the Pacers in this one too
Yeah,
much. I think they're going to get it in 6 or 7. So
yeah. And then probably the one I have not heard anything about is
yeah,
the Orlando and Cleveland one. So I couldn't tell you. I can't even guess who's winning.
yeah. Cleveland was up 2-0. They won both games at home, but Orlando won in Orlando last night. So it's 2-1.
Okay.
But other than looking at it, I haven't turned on not one of their games
No,
because I'm just not
not into it.
super interested right now with those. So
Yep. Yep. I agree. And I know I think the last game that they won, the Paulo went nuts. I think, and kind of took over a little bit. So he's going to have to do that from now on, it seems like. So um, that's kind of a quick wrap up of what, our opinions are on the NBA playoffs, first round games so far. Um, Diving into this, this will kind of be another kind of quick segment probably, but so first round of the NFL draft was last night, and we'll kind of start. We'll kind of start. Do you have a surprise pick of last night, right off the top of your head?
Yeah. I think it's probably going to be the surprise for most of us, but
Yes.
that's Michael Penix, Atlanta,
Yeah.
just kind of come out of nowhere, and I wasn't expecting that at all. But it's just it's wild to me that they spent 100 mil on Kirk Cousins, and now they're like, we're just gonna go ahead and draft Penix. You
Yeah.
could have had Rome Madoons there. You could have had Brock Bowers there,
Hmm.
offensive tackles, whatever you
Hmm.
wanted there to make that offense a little bit better for Kirk. And instead, they're like, nah, we're going to go get us a quarterback that's going to be a backup for 3 years. Like,
Yeah.
what are they thinking? And I saw the video of Arthur Blank, their owner, like dogging the GM, asking him what he was thinking. So, if I don't know, that one just it makes zero sense to me. Zero.
I agree. I don't want to say the same one, but obviously I'm on that. That was the most surprising, which helped my team, the Bears, tremendously. But um, I the other kind of odd pick per se. I mean, I guess I will say with that pick with Penix, the only I don't know how to the only way I could make it seem right in my head was maybe they're not confident Kurt is healable, if that makes sense.
Yep.
I mean, him and Rogers went down with pretty bad injuries at their age. I mean,
Yep.
that's a bad injury at 20, let alone, you know, 38 and close to 40, if not 40. Um, so on the insurance side, I like it. And in this draft, it seemed like you either take him there or he's gone because it's a crazy quarterback class. Not super talented by from top to bottom, but there's a lot of quarterbacks in it. And maybe they were just afraid. I mean, next year doesn't look very good for quarterbacks. So they're at least 2 years out now.
Yeah.
Um, so, I mean, I get it. I do, but still very surprising. And I'm also surprised the Buffalo Bills, our friend Corey's team, trading away their pick to probably the worst team they could ever trade a pick to. You could have picked any other team, and you're going to pick the Kansas City Chiefs to do that. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. And
You
then
helped them get better.
they end up going to get Xavier Wood, a wide receiver, which is what you need. So that one was kind of baffling to me as well. All the others, though, they kind of made sense. Kind of felt right all the way, I think. Um,
Yeah.
do you have one that is your like dark horse pick that you think is going to be like I'm not going to say superstar, but should have been top 5 and wasn't in a
Yeah.
way. No matter the teams in the top 5, like just a top 5 pick, we'll say that.
Right. I was looking back at it.
Hmm.
Two guys that I really like. One being Brock Bowers.
Hmm.
I think he's a top 5 player in the draft. But you know, picking a tight end pretty high is hard. I think Kyle Pitts was, and we see how that's really turned out.
Right.
But he hasn't had a good quarterback either, so that's what makes it a little tough. But I think Bowers could have helped any team
Hmm.
pretty early. So, but he got to a good situation in Oakland, I think. So it's got Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfro. Um,
Vegas now, technically.
yeah. What did I say?
Oakland.
Oh, so Vegas.
Close
My
enough.
bad. Yeah, yeah. And they got Gardner Minshew, which
Hmm.
hey, he's
Hey,
serviceable. He's good.
yes.
But other than that, a guy that I really like, I wouldn't necessarily say he was a top 5 player, but I really like Chop Robinson, the defensive end or the linebacker from Penn State.
Hmm.
Uh, he's a freak athlete, and him going to Miami to play opposite of Bradley Chubb is going to be a perfect fit for him. So,
Yep.
um, but I wouldn't be surprised. I know there wasn't a lot of defense players taken yesterday, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him defensive rookie of the year.
Okay. Especially on that team. I mean,
Yeah,
that's a good matchup for sure. Um, so I have a one. I'm not gonna say it's a top. Again, he's not a top 5 talent, I don't think, but where he went and the system that might be in place for him as far as coaching wise, I'm gonna say Bo Nix. Bo Nix might just. I'm not gonna say be the best quarterback in the. I hope not, because both of our teams took a quarterback, but
he can be the third
um,
best, but just
yeah,
not the
he
first or
can
the
be the
second.
third best. He can definitely be the third best, just not the first or second for sure. Um, Mainly because, and they were saying it yesterday, that he's got a little Drew Brees in him, and Sean Payton is at Denver,
Yeah,
and that kind of it made sense when they were saying it. And I'm like, you know what, this kid could be it. This kid could be and he's very experienced,
yeah.
very experienced.
It's
He's
like
played,
70 some college starts or something
yeah.
stupid like that.
So I mean, he's smart. He has it. Um, I don't know if his talent is up to top 5, but I think I think he could really succeed in Denver.
Yeah.
And I give him the comp of, and it's going to sound weird just because a lot of people didn't think he was good, but Tim Tebow brings like that's what he brings. He might not be flashy. He's not going to be over 300 yards a game, but he's going to put wins in your win column.
Yep.
So I think he might be the dark horse of the first round. Um,
Yeah.
I don't have a second one. I don't know enough about the football
That's
to
all
know a
right.
second one.
That's all right. Well,
Um,
I love your Bo Nix pick there. He's I heard somebody say the other day that he is exactly what Sean Payton wants in a quarterback. Somebody
yeah.
who's going to stick to the game plan,
Mhm.
going to run the plays, do his reads, hit
Yep.
who he needs to. And that's why Russell Wilson didn't work, because he's kind of like well, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to run and do
Exactly.
around and throw it to whoever or wherever.
Hmm.
But Bo Nix is that guy, and I'm high on Bo Nix. So if he was going to be drop a little bit, that's who I'd like the Patriots to get instead of May. But
That's who
it
you
is
got.
what it is. Yeah,
So leading into that, our ending segment, both our teams had first round highlights. We will say um, today you've had about 24 hours now to think about it. Well, probably a little shy, but are you okay with the Drake May pick at number 3?
to be determined.
To be determined still.
I can't. I like him.
Hmm.
I like his attitude, and I like his drive to win.
Hmm.
I've seen the comps of Josh Allen, which I would be more than okay with.
Yeah.
But like in the back of my mind, him coming out of high school to college, or like even his first year or two in college, his comp was Mac Jones.
Yeah, which scares me.
That makes me sick. And so I don't know. I pray he's good.
Okay.
And I think he is. He's a leader, which is what we need, and that's exactly what Mac Jones wasn't.
Hmm.
So not to, hate too much, but Mac Jones was a sissy
Mhm.
and he
Mhm.
was real sensitive. So Drake May grew up with three brothers. So in,
Yeah,
in
he's gonna
a
be all right.
in a sports family. So
Yes.
I'm gonna go. I mean, I'd like to say I'm good with it. Um, I'm anxious about the future. So
Yeah.
we drafted Jalen Polk just now. So
Okay.
um,
Someone to throw to.
we're getting there, and
Okay.
I think we're about to pull off a trade. So
Okay. All right. So
I'm okay.
I
Get
mean,
him
a new
some weapons.
coaching regime too. I mean that takes into consideration too. So it's a new era,
Yeah.
and I was telling my wife before before the draft even come on, and they were having all the stories, and I'm like, Drake May looks like a New England Patriots quarterback. Like and there is a look to that. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like Tom Brady
Pretty
started the
boy.
look. Yes, and he looks like that. And then she said yes or JJ McCarthy, which I know you were high on him.
Yeah.
So quick, if say they didn't draft Drake May, what did you want there? Did you want him to trade the pick or pick someone else
I wanted
there?
Maserati,
Okay. Okay. Yep. Maserati Marvel.
but
I
that's
agree.
my want was Maserati at 3 and at 34 to draft Spencer Rattler.
Mm,
I think
okay.
he's a sleeper of the whole draft,
Full
but
draft.
I think he may be one of the best quarterbacks.
Okay.
But I'm okay with it. We're gonna ride with it and cheer for the Pats. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
see how
You look
things
really
go.
nervous. You look
I
nervous.
am.
I'm not
I
gonna
am.
lie.
Well, but I think it'll be good. We needed something fresh in there, so we got fresh
Yeah.
quarterback, fresh weapons, fresh coaching staff,
Yep.
all front office. Everything's new, so we're gonna learn together. So
It'll be
we'll
good.
go with
It'll be good.
yep,
You
yep. So
never
what
know.
about
This could be
your
the
Bears?
start. So I actually like the pick for them. I like Drake May. I'm kind of glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't trade down for once. That just tells me
Yes.
we're out of the Bill Belichick era, which is kind of nice to see. I know that probably drove you nuts because of some of the players they could have had, but
Yep.
um, I don't know. I liked it. I like Drake May. Of course, I'm a Carolina fan, so I'm gonna like him. Look, his brother was awesome playing basketball. So
Fuck yeah.
um, yeah, I know you don't like him either, but now you have to cheer for a May. So
But it ain't
at
gonna be
least it's
Luke.
not the same one. I might even have to buy you a jersey if he's that good. So
All right.
just to prove a point. But so on the Bears side, um, I am overly excited for next year. I'm going to say that. Um, I've probably never been as more excited for a Bears football season than I am next year. And
Good.
I'm going to go on record, and I'm going to say, I mean, the doubts are still there for Caleb Williams because we are the Bears. We've yet to, produce a QB, but I don't know. And it was just him coming out when he was announced in the original players, and then him coming out as the number one pick to the Bears. Like, I'm ready to run through a fucking wall for this guy. Like,
Let's go.
he is like he just came in, he was jacked. And again, you could be jacked because you're the number one player and you're going to get $40 million guaranteed. I don't know. That could have a lot to do with it, but it seems like he genuinely cares about like bringing the Bears back
Yeah.
to the promised land, and I'm ready for him. You know what? He seems like a nice kid. The red flags are there from some of the teammates, yet others said he was fine. So are those teammates just jealous they didn't get the ball? Like, I don't know. I'm not going to buy into all that. The big red flag that still worries me is he doesn't have an agent, and his dad and his dad's friend are his mentors or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Um, we've already been down this road with a Chicago superstar, and their brother was a big influence, and it didn't end well with Derrick Rose. So that worries me, but seems like a little different relationship, I'm assuming, um, for Caleb Williams and his dad. But I'm excited about him. And once the Falcons picked Penix, I was I was overly joyed because I knew Rome was coming to us because they flew out there together. They were pictured together.
Yeah.
He was saying like, "Please, Bears, pick me. We could do like
Yeah.
they both had the city, rallying behind them, and I'm excited. That completed our offense. We don't need any more. Now, with their last two picks, if they want to get some linemen, I don't mind that per se. But let's go get it. Let's go win the NFC North next year, and it's a pretty hard division now.
Yeah. Every team's
but
good.
but if they don't win the NFC division, at least win 2 games this year, both against Green Bay. That is all I care about. You know what? If you go in and you beat him at home, you beat him in Green Bay, and he throws for like 350 with 4 touchdowns, I'm happy. You know what? That'll be just beat the Packers. That's all you got. It's like Levy said, we could go. Well, back then I think it was like 2-11. We could go as long as we won those 2 games. He was happy. So that's where I'm at now. In closing of Caleb Williams, unless you had something on it, he had a goal. He set a goal today that I was very intrigued by. I don't know if you saw it on ESPN or not because you're probably not into, obviously, Chicago sports. But his goal is to be immortal.
Yeah.
And that gives you goosebumps in itself because, he's not meaning like, everyone's going to probably spin that and say, oh, he wants to be God. No. He wants to be immortal in that city. He wants to win. And how do you become immortal? You win championships. So I'm stoked for him. And in news, he's wearing number 18, which I was kind of surprised at. But I would have bet a smaller number than that. But I like him.
So
I like it.
What do you looking at your team real quick? You've got DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and now Rome. Where do you put that trio of receivers up against every other? Like, you think they're top 5?
Well, let's see. Top 5, probably. I mean, on one team together, probably. Yeah. I know. I would assume number 1 is Ayuk and Deebo. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have another. Well, trio, as in probably George Kittle, if you're talking that type of trio.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does the Eagles have a trio? I know they got 2 good ones.
AJ, Devontae, and
they got
Dallas Goedert. Yeah.
So, as far as receivers,
they got to be up there.
They might be the. I don't know as I can name 3 top receivers on the team. Like,
we'll have to put a list together next week and see.
We'll have to, because I mean I know the one's a rookie, so I'm not. That's still a question mark. But if he is who he is, he's going to come get the ball. So, I don't know. That could be
Cincinnati's tough too.
Yeah. But
there's some good ones. There's good duos, but trios. I mean, if Rome turns out to be that guy, then
look out.
We already know DJ Moore and Keenan Allen are really good. So
yes,
it'll be really cool to see.
And 2 guys he can learn under, which I am thrilled about. Like, no 2 better guys probably. I mean, Keenan Allen is an all-pro. Like,
and he's just a professional.
Yes, he goes about his business, even on teams that suck. He is that guy. He's class. He's everything. So I'm happy. I'm ready for it. I wish the season would start tomorrow. Like, I'm ready to see him on the field. I can't wait for like the hype videos from like summer camps and fall camps and all this stuff. So, and I think I speak for the city as well. Like the city is ready. Like they proved that last night. They broke the record for like jersey purchases in the first night, and it was just the record was just set by Caitlin Clark. So like it says something. So
Yeah.
Just hopefully to God he don't miss. That's all I'm praying. So, but the excitement was good around it if he did, if he does. I mean, it was fun, but I don't think he will. I think he's going to be all right. So, if I don't have anything else, you don't have anything else, you can hit him with that. Hit him with that outro.
All right. First of all, want to give a huge shout out to your wife, Mandy, for the merch.
Yeah.
Check it out. It'll be for sale soon.
Yeah.
But hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeves. But we just want to thank everybody for tuning in. However, wherever you may be listening, like and subscribe YouTube, Twitter, Apple Pod, Spotify, and Facebook. Tune in next week. Peace.